Day 5 has finally come to an end at about 3 a.m. local time.
Yes, it's been a long night, but fun.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good time. So, as we said in last night's pod blast, or daily
Diary thing.
yeah. Today was going to be mostly an us day, and it was for the first half, I'd say, up until about 6 o'clock. Yeah, I think since about 6 o'clock, we've been back to the con type stuff. Up until 6, it was just us time today. So fast forward, had dinner again. The buffet was solid. Definitely enjoyed that. That seems to be our go-to place for the most part for dinner, unless we're craving a burger or, in your case, a turkey burger.
Yes, which was so good. Oh my gosh.
So after dinner, we headed down for the demo of a game called Atlantic Storm, which is an old. So this is a unique twist on theme. Check it out. So it's a war game that's a trick-taking game, but using historical World War II battles, all set in the water. So naval battles. So in Atlantic Storm, which we actually learned it was Pacific Typhoon, which was kind of the second edition revision, but set in the Pacific during World War II as opposed to the Atlantic, hence Atlantic Storm, to where it's a trick-taking game where you're fighting over battles between the Axis and the Japanese, and you're dealt a hand of cards and trying to score points based on who wins the battles, whether you're the Japanese on the Japanese side of a given battle or on the Allies on a given side of a battle. And you have to choose whether it's day or night. You have to choose whether or not it's going to be an air battle, a sea battle, or a surface battle, or a submarine battle. And then as you play one card, and it's either the Japanese out of your hand, either on the Japanese side, based on the situation and what cards you have to choose from. You either play a card for one of those two sides, or you discard a card and basically say, I'm not going to take part in the battle, or you discard your entire hand. And it's unlike any kind of trick-taking game I've ever played before. I thought it was really, really cool. And the fact that the way it brings history into this, it just, that was a really big hit for me.
Cool. Yeah, I sat in on the demo of it, but didn't feel comfortable doing a tournament because of literally having learned the game 5 minutes prior, and I just wasn't, I have to be comfortable, and I just wasn't. But I was in absolute heaven sitting there at a table by myself. Edward was in earshot and eyeshot. I could hear him laugh. I could hear him talk. And I was just working on my my planner. So I was happy little clam over there.
And I actually, I entered the tournament. This is the second of 4 heats. And got taught the game partially by the designer. So that was pretty cool. And then at our table, unfortunately, but fortunately, the developer of the game was sitting in on the tournament and playing. And I was like, oh, great. So we have 4 new players, the developer, and an experienced player. This isn't going to go well for me. But actually, I grokked the game pretty well and thought I had a chance to actually win the heat. But as it was, ended up third. The winner was 34 points. The developer was 33 points, and I think I had 29. So,
wow, nice.
I was in the mix.
You were.
So that was cool. And enjoyed it enough to where the new version of the game is coming out from Lock and Load maybe this year, probably 2018. Lock and Load being a somewhat local publisher to us down in, it's either Pueblo or Colorado Springs.
The guy's name tag said Pueblo West, Colorado.
Okay, all right, so there's that. But the good news, hey, there are copies of Pacific Typhoon over at Game Surplus.
They sure are.
You looked that up while
I did.
I was playing it because I was like,
Carmen has it. Carmen has it.
So yeah, for like $25, so we're probably going to pick up a copy because really enjoyed it. And I think folks that enjoy trick-taking games and folks that like historic war games are probably going to like it. So really, really enjoyed that. There is another heat at 9 a.m., which is in just under 6 hours. I will be playing in that.
Oh, my. Okay. Well, I will probably still be asleep.
Well, all right. But I really want to try and advance. He said if you win your table in one of the heats, you're likely to make the semifinals. Nice. I want to make my first semifinal, so I think that'd be cool. And the whole table, like I said, it was for beginners, the developer, and another experienced player. Couldn't have been more pleasant. Like everybody was laughing and trying to help one another as we were learning the game. The developer was telling us the development process.
Nice.
And he said normally the game goes much, much quicker than the way we played it. But he said just the fact that, here he is, he had a hand in this coming to be and seeing people enjoy playing it. He says he couldn't be happier.
Nice.
So he loved it. And that really kind of exemplifies what WBC really, for the most part, has been all about.
It really has.
Our experience here. It's been great.
Yeah, it really, I very much enjoyed this.
Cool. So, yeah, that took up, I don't know, hour and a half or so. Took it to about 9 o'clock, I'd say, after dinner and then after the demo and then killing some time. And then we met up with a couple of fellow elephants, a couple of fans of the show, but also guys we'd met the first day of WBC. Dave and Eddie from
Staten
New York.
Island?
NYC now. Yeah. And trying to debate what to play and decided, hey, why don't we play Brass Birmingham?
So we sat down in about right on the aisle for people to be able to see the game and everything. And the game took about 5 hours because of how many people stopped and wanted to talk about the game. And of course, you were making sure that people, if they seemed like they might have any type of inkling that they wanted to ask a question, you were making sure that they knew that it was okay to. And it just seemed like the way to be, right? We had so many people stop and ask about it. Everybody thought we were with Roxley or that we were Roxley. And so we had to explain that we weren't and stuff. But it was really a lot of fun to be able to, have something and play something that no one else has and that very, very, very few people have actually seen in person. So it was really cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I still am blown away and really surprised at how many people are coming up to us and being like, hey, you're heavy cardboard.
And we have no heavy cardboard gear on.
Most of the time.
Yeah, that's what is really flooring me is that we're not wearing shirts and hoodies or anything because it's really cold here. So we're wearing more heavy duty stuff but they just recognize us from YouTube. Yeah, that's crazy to me. It's been a few dozen people at this point. And it's been really cool. Unexpected, completely. That's not humble brag. That's legit. This is one place I did not expect. I did not hardly either. Anybody. So that's been a pleasant surprise. So Brass, it took like 5 hours, but it was just a blast. Everybody was hanging out. Both Dave and Ed were just a joy to play with and just, shooting the breeze the entire night and just chilling. We had a couple people just like sit and watch. Yeah, and and chit chat. And it was fun. Yeah, this was a really, really enjoyable day for sure. So I know that we met some other elephants, some that want to play High Frontier. We'll see if we can get that in. Yeah. We're definitely going to get a game of Dominant Species in. We have to play with Carmen for sure. Yes, we do. And so tomorrow, I'm looking at the schedule right now. 9 a.m., Atlantic Storm. And really, if you wanted to do the final heat for Terraforming Mars at 2 in the afternoon. Maybe. And then maybe Navigador in the evening. And that's pretty much all that's on the schedule. So honestly, it's very well likely we get a game of Dominant Species in tomorrow. And
yeah, and hopefully some other stuff, maybe Brass Birmingham again tomorrow or Friday.
Right.
So that was really cool. The guys running the brass tournament came up and were asking us all kinds of
Right.
questions, and were just really adorable. And they were like, "Oh, looks fantastic! Can't wait to host the tournament for this next year." And I'll be honest, the Brass Birmingham tournament, I think I'd be competitive in.
Oh, absolutely. I know
And
you would.
so I would definitely like to get into that as opposed to the regular brass, which I would get destroyed
Yes.
in. So
You're
yeah.
definitely going to have quite a few games on everybody, pretty much,
Oh yeah, going into next
yeah.
year for sure.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of what today was. Kind of a chill day, but thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, we're on
Absolutely.
vacation. We
Yep.
are allowed to have chill days.
Yep. So that was really even on our chill day, still finding time to play games and playing the tournament.
Right.
So having a blast. So yeah, I think also tomorrow, since there's so little planned, what I'm planning on doing is breaking out the good camera, the video camera, and leaving our room and walking around all through the different gaming areas to
Nice.
show stuff off to folks. And then we'll be able to edit that and hopefully get that out to you all next week.
Yeah.
To be able to give a legitimate, hey, this is what it's like here at WBC.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And maybe go around and talk to some attendees, maybe some tournament winners and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That'll be a good time, I think.
Definitely. Yeah.
So.
It'll be fun.
So yeah, keep an ear out for that stuff and an eye out for that, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow. So yeah, that's day 5. Mm-hmm. It's 3:15. It's time for bed.
Yes, it is.
Later, y'all.
Bye.